Hello friends, welcome to Data Making. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to access Adobe Daemons in Data Making VM2. So people who want to start exploring about Adobe technology, so how to use MapReduce, how to use HDFS, how to create our directories in HDFS, all those stuff, you need to access the Adobe Daemons. Okay. So in this video, we are going to discuss about that. So if you are not got this VM, please go through this blog website, contact page of Data Science Wiki. You can send us the request. We will send you the VM so that you can follow us to export the VM into your VirtualBox VM manager, and you can start using it. Okay. So before getting into the VM, okay, I have actually we have developed we published a course in Udemy, which is building a real-time data pipeline using Apache Spark and Kafka and Hadoop and a few other framework like Django and FlexMonster to develop a real-time application using Spark on a Docker environment. So we built a single node Spark cluster on Docker environment and we developed this project. I hope this project course will be useful for your Spark developer or big data field to start your career. Please have a look of it. Okay. So let's get started. So this is my VM which I started. So once you import your VM image and start your VM, and you should be able to log in using the user data making and password also data making. So DATAMAKING. So once we log into the virtual machine, so we'll actually go to the terminal. You can click on this block icon and you get terminal. So if you just see LS home data making software. So in the home folder of data making, I created a directory called softwares. So inside that, I almost developed all the components from starting from Hadoop, Spark, HBase, Scoop, Zeppelin, even Python. Everything we developed, like installed in this location. You can check it here, and then apologies for the interruption. So I told you like this is the location where all the software is installed. Okay, let's start the Adobe daemons. To start the HDFS daemons, you have to say start dfs.sh. Okay, so it is going to start the name node daemon, which daemon is nothing but a background process. Okay, so that they call it as daemons. So it is going to call the name node. Okay, and it is going to start. It is going to start the data node and the secondary name node. Okay, so name node is basically to maintain the metadata about your HDFS storage. Okay, it's going to store your metadata about your HDFS storage. If you are creating a directory, if you are actually pushing your files to the directory in HDFS, and whenever people start reading and writing a data from HDFS, they have to contact to the name node just to get the metadata. Data node is a process or daemon which is used to store the actual block. Okay, so whenever you store a file into your HDFS, so the data gets broken into blocks, and each the physical block is will be stored on your data node. Okay, so that's data node. Secondary name node is nothing but basically a snapshot of your name node. So periodic interval, certain periodic interval, the secondary node keeps tracks of your snapshot from the name node. So that whenever the name node goes down, you can actually take a backup from the secondary name node. Okay, now the recent version of Adobe now like kind of functionality like high availability all introduced, but that's a process like the secondary node is a process. So if you actually check what are the daemons which is running using a JPS command, so there is name node and a data node is running. Kafka and Zookeeper for Quorum and these two basically Kafka process, which is actually installed as a system process. So when like a system boot up process, so whenever the system starts, these services get restarted. We'll look into that later point. So you need to focus on data node, name node, secondary name node. So you can actually check whether your SDFS commands are working. You can say SDFS hyphen sorry space DFS hyphen ls just give a root directory. So it will show you the list of directories available in the root directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a simple directory. Okay, so DFS hyphen mkdir slash root itself will create directory called data. So almost SDFS commands will be little similar to your Linux commands. So you just introduce hyphen to that. So data folder is created, and then let's check there is a in home folder like which is home slash data making folder. You have a file called customer.csv. So let's push this file to the directory which created SDFS. Okay, so what is the command? SDFS dfs hyphen put, and then what you need to do is given the file, give the file name which is a customer .csv, and you give the path of the SDFS. Okay, so this to this location I want to push this data. Okay, so if you want to view the data, okay, if you want to view the data, what you need to do is basically just say you can use a hyphen cat command to just view the data. I allocated basically uh, 3 GB of RAM to my VM, so it is little slower. So just bear with me. So if you have basically um, more memory, it should be good actually to for you to work on it. So probably I'll try to upgrade my machine. So hyphen cat data is the directory which is file is located. What is the file name? Customers.csv. So it is good to list down all the content of that file. So don't use this hyphen cat command for your large data set because the file is very huge. It's a small file, so it's a customer information. Okay, this is how you can use different HDFS commands. Now we will run another shell script to start MapReduce and yarn daemons. Okay, for that you can say start hyphen yarn dot sh. So it is going to start a resource manager and node manager processes. So once this is started, probably meanwhile I will show you the name node web UI, which is you can call it as in localhost at the port number 50070. If you access, you get the name node URI, name node web UI. So you can just go to the utilities and browse file system. Whatever you saw in the command line, you will be able to check it in this web UI. Okay, so this is the data directory we created, and this CSV file we have it here. Okay, so this is fine, and I think a resource manager would have started. Yes. Okay, now just go and look the resource manager web UI as well. 8088, which is the name resource manager web UI. So whenever you run your application on top of Yarn, being a MapReduce job or Spark job, if you are using a Spark job on top of Yarn, you can come to this web UI and you can track your application. So that's all about this. That's all I want to cover in this video. So we were able to start the Hadoop daemons and we are able to run the SDFS commands. In the next in the next video, we'll focus on how to access the Spark daemons. Okay. Thank you so much, friends. See you in the next video.